Yusef Shabazz.
Zachariah Jackson, BASA News. I'm out here again with Yusef Shabazz, and I've been marching with him on this journey for about 4 years, right? Or more. Yusef, will you ever get the honor you deserve from this hospital, what is it, UNJ?
Yeah, but it's university now. It's named
University, which was the name that we used to call it years ago. So it's university. Okay. Explain your story to the people so they can know exactly what happened with you in this hospital in operation. Go ahead.
Thank you again, Brother Jackson, for your assistance. My name is Yusef Shabazz, and I would like to use this form of media transportation to get my message out there to those that may be able to assist me, as far as a lawyer in the legal profession, as well as the Bar Association, the legal aid, and the pro bono service that provide legal help. I reached out before, but didn't nobody reply. Again, I'm requesting help, as well as the ACLU. And my situation is, I was a patient here in the hospital. I am a patient. I received services here. Back in 2020, I went to my ear, throat, and nose doctor to receive some assistance for a problem I was having with my throat. And at that time, I was referred to a Dr. Merchant, who was a gastrologist surgeon in the hospital. I met him, we talked once or twice, and during that time, he was adamant about structuring the surgery that would alleviate my problem, which was I was having hiccups.
Sure.
And during that time, you know, I'm not a doctor, but in a sense I was thinking under his care, he was doing the right thing. And he didn't properly inform me of all of the procedures, the results, and things of that nature, because I think he's a doctor, he knows what he's doing.
Sure.
So he structured the surgery on December 23rd, 2020. It was a surgery called a fundification.
Okay.
The result of that fundification was, as well as the procedure, they tightened up my esophagus. I couldn't eat, swallow, or move my bowel. So after the surgery, in recovery, and I stayed in the hospital like 2 days. During that time, the doctor and his team came in and talked to me. I explained to him I was having pain. I was still experiencing pain from the surgery.
Is this part of the surgery what you're going through now?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
He said it would blow over. It would blow over. For 6 months I hit a contingency. I kept performing a contingency. You know, I'm hurting.
Sure.
They documented it, and records will reflect. I even filled out a grievance to that fact during the procedures before I went to patient advocacy. Patient advocacy is a part of the hospital you go and we had complaints.
Sure.
I went in there and put my complaint in with an individual that was working then at that time. His name was Gene. And at that time, Gene supposedly had took the report. He did not take the report, he didn't follow up on it. However, when I complained about that, I spoke to someone named Miss Louise Green, who was in charge of human experience in the advocacy department. She explained that Mr. Green wasn't fully aware of his job description and he dropped the ball. However, my complaint was not properly investigated. And during the time going back and forth to the hospital, I went to see my ear, throat, and nose doctor again. One of the nurses that was working for Boundaries Health in West Orange called my name, picked up my file, and another individual's file at that time called my name. But we went into the room. I guess she thought I was the patient because she asked me how much weight. Sure. I guess the weight was saying about 219. Then she injected me with a fluid that went in my nose, had my nose burning, and headaches and things that nature called my nose to bleed. Medical records will reflect that. So when the doctor came in the office that day on March 5th, 2021, he said, "That's not my patient." I said, "Whoa." She took me out of the office, my head hurting, it's burning. I said, "I want to speak to the supervisor." She went, the girl was in Spanish, Guadalupe. She went and got a Spanish lady, I guess, to help her clean this up. I said, "No, I want to speak to the supervisor." None was available. So I went down to patient advocacy and filled out my complaint related to that. So as I'm still continuing seeking help for the injury that I received under Dr. Merchant, I see my daughter, I explained to my daughter my situation.
Sure.
She seen I was developing a hernia. I went up, she took me up to Mountainside Hospital. As soon as I got there, they performed emergency surgery, took care of the hernia that I developed from the fundification. Came back to Dr. Merchant and explained my situation about the hernia, what I went through. He said, you should have came back to me. I said, no. During that time, I met a Dr. Cavey. When I went back to my ear, throat, nose, I met Dr. Cavey. Dr. Cavey did the proper workup and things of that nature, which took about 12 months after all the testing and stuff. Then he informed me that, I would have to have a corrective procedure to rectify what Dr. Merchant did, which is going back into my esophagus, open it up, and they was going to leave scar tissue and things of that nature. Well, at the time, I was suffering, and he did it for a while. I was all right. I was eating, things of that nature was all right. I was able to eat, swallow, move my bowels, and things of that nature. So, over a period of time, I had to come back and forth to the hospital because I'd be choking as a result of that. So, just recently, I came to the hospital and I went to Beth Vigil because in September 2nd of this year, I went to this hospital. I came to UMD for a procedure to open, which was another palm procedure in a balloonification to go down my esophagus and open back up because the scar tissue allowed it to swell and it closes back up. The balloon procedure would open my esophagus back up as well as cutting and cleaning. This is what the doctor informed me. It's in the medical records. So now, after that procedure, I went home like 3 weeks. I messed around and grinded some food up and ate it and started choking on a piece of steak. I didn't want to come back to this hospital. I went to Beth Vigil. Okay. When I went to Beth Vigil, they did a CAT scan. When they did the CAT scan, they looked at it. They immediately transferred me back to UMD. That morning and this was September 19th. On the morning of September 19th, I was transferred from Beth Vigil Hospital back to UMD, and they did an emergency procedure to get cleaning stuff that was stuck in my throat because it wasn't going down. Doing this procedure from the fundification with Dr. Merchant, it messed up my motility in my stomach to where my food doesn't go down. There's no muscle movement to push my food down. So I'm basically on liquid diet and real soft diet. As of today, I spoke to Mr. Christopher in patient advocacy and brought him up to date on my situation.
What did he say?
He told me they'll get back to me. But before we get to him, I had wrote the board of directors. I reached out to Mr. Jimenez. I didn't get no reply. Now I'm trying to get in contact with Carol Johnson. She's a new chief executive here, and I have no reply yet. But I'm suffering from this. I'm still suffering from this. And I'm sure other individuals that came to this hospital sought assistance and help or want to complain about the services that receive for neglect, deviation from standard of care, and no one applied. So I'm reaching out today. If there's anybody out there that suffered the same thing, I would like, to get in contact with me so we can go together a class action suit to resolve some of these. Not saying we want the hospital to close down, because the hospital is beautiful. We just want those in a position that's causing damage out the way.
The restitution is due.
Yes, from patient advocacy to the doctor. You understand that, at the time when I did file litigation, I couldn't get no legal assistance from any type of lawyers in professional field, bar association, legal aid, or anybody that could have helped me. No one was willing to help me. So what happened was I filed a pro se myself. The court accepted it. When I filed a pro se myself and the court accepted it, we had a date to come in court, and it was granted. We sat there at this time. They said discovery is to begin. I submitted interrogatories under Rule 33 and production documents under the Court Rule 34. And at that time, then they never answered my interrogatories, nor gave me the production documents, which consisted of their rules and regulations, bylaws, or how they, do procedures in the hospital. They never sent that to me. However, a court date was structured for me to appear for a Fahara hearing. During this Fahara hearing, Judge Spencer in Essex County Superior Court, she dismissed the doctor, kept in the nurse that put the solution in my nose, and told me I could amend my complaint to put University Hospital as well as Barnabas Health West Orange in there, because that's where the young lady worked at. She worked for them during this time while I'm making my complaint, and that was accepted. I'm waiting to go back court again. When I did appear in court again, I went in front of Judge Holmes Grant in the Superior Court. And at that time, she told me she was going to structure another hearing pertaining to the amendment of my complaint and check out, I could send interrogatories and production documents under the court rule to the new defendant added, which was the University Hospital and Barnabas Health, West Orange. At that time, when I did all that, I have the documents to substantiate what I'm saying. When I did all that, I'm waiting for a reply. I get the reply. So I go to the courthouse. I go to the courthouse, but it was the status of my case. I go to the civil court clerk. Yeah. At that time, they told me that my case was dismissed. What you mean my case was dismissed? Can you give me a docket sheet? She said, one of your girls said, what is a docket sheet? A docket sheet outlined all the proceedings pertaining to the case under that docket. So an older lady gave me a docket sheet because she was aware of what I was requesting.
Because of the highway, so you said you gotta wrap it up.
Because of what I was requesting. And at that time, I went to...
How can anyone contact you at this point in time? I think that we kind of got the story. We understand that a misdeed has been done. Now, how can they contact you, and so we can try our best to help you get some kind of restitution started? Go ahead.
I can be contacted, through my email, yshabazz@377gmail.com. That's yshabazz@377gmail.com. And my telephone number is 973-789-4028. That's 973-789-4028. I would really need some assistance with this because I can't do it by myself.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Zachariah Jackson, BASA News, and we've been working with Yusef since 2020, reporting on this situation, and it hasn't seemed to move anywhere. But we hope that God bless him and those hands out there that can help, be of help. Again, this is Zachariah Jackson, BASA News. Goodbye.